Hey you guys. So, because I can't stop thinking about it, and I also just can't stop watching it, I'm going to talk about Rihanna's halftime Super Bowl performance because I enjoyed it. I grew up with Rihanna. I feel like a lot of people did, and a lot of people enjoy her music. She has had how many bops? She's had how many hits, singles, a lot of pieces of music that people can identify just like in a snap. And I was not upset by any means with the set list last night. Mind you, you have half who were pleased and you have the other half who were not. And I feel like you're always going to have that. You're always going to have such a divide because not everyone's going to be happy. But the arguments are like what I've heard in regards to like people not being satisfied are, there weren't enough visuals, or where was the guest appearance, like where was the guest performance, and the infamous one is, was this all just a publicity stunt because to announce her baby. Here's my thing. Visuals can be good, but they can also be very distracting. If a performer cannot utilize visuals in the best way possible, they're not going to be great for a performance. Rihanna has such an essence about her and such a stage performance, she does not need visuals. And particularly, too, she had floating platforms. I guess I shouldn't say that. They were connected with strings, but nonetheless, they were floating. I do not know, and she had dancers. Like, I do not know what more people want. And I don't know what visuals I guess you could have wanted. In regards to the guest performance. Now, I also thought like, ooh, could she have a guest performance? I was kind of thinking that too. My two top kind of thoughts were either Drake, because she has a lot of songs with Drake, or Jay-Z, because she has a lot of popular songs with Jay-Z. But also, like, after watching it and kind of thinking about it, she doesn't need a guest performance. Like, I think with a Super Bowl, I don't know when it all started. Don't look to me for like Super Bowl history, Super Bowl facts. I'm not going to tell them to you. I do not know because I don't watch the Super Bowl. This is probably the first one where I was like intently watching a Super Bowl halftime performance because it was somebody like intently, like specifically I cared about. There are other performances I liked in the past, but like this is one that I was like honed in on, and so with a guest performance, I don't know when that all started. Like I can't like date back to, ooh yeah, and this year, this is when it all started. I feel like that almost takes away from like your center, like your main performer. So if you have like how many guest performances or like how many people coming on, it's like, oh, are they gonna perform their hits too? Like, so you only get 13 minutes. This is Rihanna's time. Like, a lot of people are here to see Rihanna. Like, and so I think that's just something where it's like, hey, focus on your main performer, focus on like her music or their music, and kind of go from there. As for the whole like baby news, I'll be honest with you, like I kind of noticed it. I noticed something was like off, but honestly that was not like my attention was her. My attention was the music, her performance, I didn't, it wasn't an afterthought till it was done. Like, I didn't process everything until afterwards because I'm like, I'm here for you. I'm not here for everything, like all the afterthought, you know? Like, I'll deal with that later. I'm dealing with this now. You know, I'm in the moment. I'm enjoying myself. Let me be. And I don't know. Again, I think from past performances, we've all, like, people have seen Rihanna perform, and so it's like, oh, I would have liked to have seen her dance more, like, do this. And of course, she's pregnant, so it's like, again, you can only do so much. And it's like, okay, I don't know what else she could do. like, what else can you do to satisfy people after a while, you know? Like, she's, like, performing this whole thing, 13 minutes, still singing, in the air, like, you know, still trying to do some dance moves, you know? Like, that's what just kills me about some of it, you know? And I understand, too, where some people, like, they liked it, but they were like, oh, I wish she would have done this song, too. And I get that, you know? Like, I have some, like, songs that I enjoy. I knew she wouldn't perform them. Like, they're not as popular as some of the other ones, you know? So I was like, I know she's not going to perform these, but how nice would it be, you know? And again, she only has like 13 minutes. And in my mind, I had like how many set lists made. I was like, ooh, how cool would it be if she did like, what's my name? And then we all just like scream Rihanna. What if she did, you know, Run This Town, which she did. That was in her set list. I thought of All of the Lights, and then she would do like some cool stuff with lights, but I didn't know she would do that song because technically she's a featured artist in it. And with all the things kind of going on, you know, technically it's Kanye's song. So I just didn't know how that would go. And then, you know, kind of thought of Bitch Better Have My Money. And she just has so many songs to where I'm like, ooh, that could work. Or if she played it right, that could work. You know, but again, you only have so much time. Like, there's only so much you can do. And of course, if you want to redo it, if you ever get the chance to do it again or whatever, you could definitely do it another way. But I really enjoyed her performance. I really thought it was simplistic. And I love sometimes simplicity because there is just so much art in that in and of itself. I feel like you do not need to overflash it with everything else in between. She looked fabulous. She always does. And it was the only reason I watched the Super Bowl. Like, the only reason I would make sure and look at the time at the bottom to see when halftime was coming, because I was not missing a millisecond of it, and I made food for it too. I had it timed perfectly. I was not missing anything of this performance. And I was going to enjoy it like a queen, you know? I really enjoyed it, and I'm probably going to watch it again. Like, I don't know if anyone else has watched it again and again and again and again, but I have. So, and that's just me. That's what I do. That is how I enjoy life. And once it was done, I was grieving it because I thought it would maybe continue, and it didn't. So I then turned off the television because I was pissed. So, but yeah, if you enjoyed the Rihanna's halftime performance, leave your thoughts down below. If you didn't, You can also leave your thoughts down below. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.